Hello and welcome to another episode of The Average EV. Today we will be talking about the infotainment screen on the 2024 Chevrolet Equinox. Let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about the infotainment for the Chevy Equinox EV, and this will be the same for the most part for all trims of the Equinox EV. That's right, even the 1LT will get this 17.7-inch screen, and I did confirm this with Chevrolet. So what I'm going to do in this video so everyone understands is I'm going to walk through the infotainment. This is going to be more of a general overview, not a deep dive. I'll do a deep dive into some things that I think might be worth it. But aside from that, I'm going to make separate videos where I can get really deep into charging and navigation and auto park and stuff like that. That way I don't feel like I have to rush through this video. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. I might already have a plan to make a specific video for what you're interested in, but that's where we're at. I will chapterize this, so if you just want to kind of come back to different parts as you need to refresh your recollection, you can absolutely do that. I'm hoping that this will be a really beneficial resource to you if you own a Chevy Equinox EV, or if you're like me and you really want to research a car before you get it to know how it works, this could be for you too. So now I'm going to turn the screen around and we are going to check out the infotainment. So here is the infotainment for the Chevy Equinox EV, and I think it's actually pretty similar to the Blazer and Silverado as well, maybe a couple minor differences here and there. I have actually got the guest profile on, so this isn't how I have it set up, but I wanted you all to know what it will look like essentially when you get in the car day one, if you haven't changed anything yet. So this is what it will look like. Up here, you can adjust these. Right now there are 6, you can have up to 8. I would recommend to have a vehicle status up there, and then I also have like Spotify for me up there, but whatever you want to do. But vehicle status is really important in my opinion. Before we get into this section, over here, you can turn the car on and off. If you click that, vehicle off. I'm not going to do that right now. This is leave your car on. This is to adjust your one pedal driving, which will bring your car to a complete stop. Then you can click set level and it will take you to this screen. You can also get to this screen another way. Worth noting for one pedal driving, I think normal is good enough. High might be too much for people who are just getting used to EVs. And I think off will give you a more traditional driving experience, but it's gonna use up your brakes, which you don't want to do. That is one of the benefits of an EV. Here, this is for controls. Notice how I have controls here and here. It's because it's got a lot of important stuff. With your dome light, click here to turn your dome light on and off. That's for the entire car. You can also press the lights in the car to turn the individual ones on and off. Here you can do auto high beams, and you can also do that in another spot, which I'll show you. You can activate your camera, power window lockout, traction control, auto park assist, and if you program a garage door opener, you can have those in here as well. And a couple more with doors and windows, which we actually already saw out there. Lights. You can change your headlight lights, which you can also do over here. Drive and park. We already saw all these things, so it's just kind of repetition of things we've already seen. So there is that with controls, very useful. And then again, the last button is to turn your lights off, auto, and your other options. All right, now let's move on to the big screen. We've got lots of buttons here, and I'm gonna go through them. Again, this will be chapterized, so it's going to be a longer video. So if you want to come back when you need to, that is perfectly fine. I'm going to try and turn this brightness down a little bit. There we go. So like I said, vehicle status is very useful. You have your tire pressure info. And if you wanted to, you can add that to driver's display. You've got your energy info. This is really cool if you come from a Bolt, very similar, or it's actually very similar to the Hyundai products have this. And you can click on here and you can look at all this information about it and learn, which is pretty cool. I like that about Chevy. It kind of walks you through everything. And you can add that to the driver display as well. And then energy efficiency. If you can't have come from a Tesla, this is similar where it has the graph to show your energy consumption over your distance, which is cool. And again, you can add that to driver display. Mostly in this section is where you'll find everything you can add to your driver display. Lastly, you've got your trip Your trip information, if you want to reset it, you reset it here. And again, add to driver display. And then current trip, this is the one I like to leave on. It resets every time you start the car. And you can see I already have it in the driver's display, but it shows your distance, efficiency, and your time driving. So there is that for that part. And if you want to go back, you click home. Before we do, if you want to just look at individual tire pressures, you can. There you go. So we click on the home. Then we've got drive modes. There are 3 different drive modes technically, and then you can make a custom one. So you've got normal, you've got sport, snow, ice, and MyMo. So here's normal. And again, these are all preset things. You can't adjust them. Sport, there it is. Snow and ice. And then you've got my mode. I recommend using my mode and kind of picking what you want. So I don't know if this is set to mine because it's not my profile, but I do have normal for steering, normal for brake, normal for acceleration. Although some people might want to turn sport on, but that's up to you. And then I have motor sound off. It has like it's like the whir. I don't like that. I just turn it off. And then that's my mode. And that's just basically information to tell you about what my mode is. And that's why I have it set on. And I like that. But again, you do what you want to do. And you can turn one pedal driving off right here in the corner. Going back to here, I can skip over Google Assistant. If you want to use Google Assistant, you just click on there, set it up. That's what I have set up for. Let me click this to get rid of it. That's what I have set up to use. It works decently well. Not perfect, but generally works for me. Then you have the Google Play Store. It's not set up in this profile, but you can go in there. And if you want to have Waze and Spotify added, you can. There is no Apple product of any sort in the Google Play Store, unfortunately. So if you want to use your Apple Music or something like that, you have to do it from your phone, and it will not project to the screen. There is no Apple CarPlay. I've yet to determine whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I know for a lot of people, it's a deal breaker for them to not even get the car. I think that you would be okay if you like the price and you like the quality, but that is your life to live. So here we have charging. You can currently see I'm charging. I have it set to 85, but we probably won't make it there. Shows your current range, how much mile per hour you're adding. I hate that. And then the time. The only place it actually shows how much, the charging power is right there on this display for the driver display. That's another reason why I like to have this one set. If you turn the car off, it will show the power and it will just show miles added. I don't like that. Chevy, if you're watching this, please get rid of that. No one wants to know miles per hour. We just want to know the kilowatt speed. Or maybe I'm wrong and everybody's gonna blast me in the comments. Here, this button actually doesn't work right now because again, this is not my profile, but it'll show you charging locations. Here you can create a schedule. I'll probably do a deeper dive, but I'll quickly show one. You click there. It'll set to your home charging location. You can set different locations if you'd like. And then maybe Monday, I want it to charge 80% by 7 a.m. and I want it to precondition, and you can set what temperature you want it to be, and you press save, and then that'll do it whenever you're plugged in at that location. So works really nice. Get out of that, exit schedule. And then if you click down here, you can change or delete home location. And then this is important charge cord type. Just pick what you got, level 2. If you pick level 1, it's going to default to reduce 8 amps, which is safe. Again, if you are using the level 1, it would probably be worth it to pay the $200-300, however much it would cost for an electrician to come in and just make sure the level 1 outlet you're using is of good quality so that it can have that continuous current through it. If it's not of good quality, it could be a fire hazard, which would not be good for you. So that's why I like that Chevy defaults to that. If your electrician comes and says, hey, it's good to go, then you can set it to 12 amps. So again, maybe 6 to 8 until you have an electrician check it out, then bump it up to 12 amps. No one wants a house fire. Okay, so I'm in level 2 right now, so I'll go there, and then I'm gonna remove that location as well, because this is just a random charging place. Okay. And then here you can set your preconditioning temperature. I've got it set to 72. Actually, in my profile is like 64, but whatever you want. And then preferred charge times. If you have a time of use charging where you get cheaper rates in the nighttime, this is where you'd set all of that up. We don't really have that in Maryland, or at least not for me. So I don't worry about that. And then this button I can't select right now because I'm currently charging, but it's fast charge prep. If it's colder outside, you're gonna press that. It's gonna heat the battery up so you can get the expected charge rate that you would want. If it's already hotter than what it needs to be, this will just say you're ready to charge or something to that tune, and isn't very useful. To my knowledge, it doesn't cool the battery down, it just heats the battery up. So there is that. Going back to the main screen, we have our camera. So you have these options. So this is forward, and you can do overhead, which is actually a pretty cool perspective, and then you can do side. And then you can do backwards, overhead, backwards, and side. And hitch, actually, if you have a tow hitch, which is pretty cool, so you can line it up nice and easily. And I do not have a tow hitch added. And then we have settings. So if you, actually, let me go back to here and go, no, that's what I wanted. And let me go to reverse. There we go, and standard. So maybe you don't like this top down, or you don't need it, and you want this bigger. You can click there, boom, it gets rid of it, and that is a little bit bigger for you, which is nice. And then guidelines, you can turn on and off for different options. So there's that. Pretty nice. And again, for some reason, you can do regenerative braking and leave your car on in there. Kind of an odd place to put those, but whatever. Here's Alexa. If you want to have Alexa, you can do that. You can either have Alexa or Google Assistant or both, but you can only have one default. So one default is when you, sorry, the sun's getting a little brighter. When you press this button here, oh, sorry, it's fuzzy. There we go. You press this button here, or you call out to it. That's the one that will work. The other one will only work if you press the button. You can choose what you'd like. Let's dig into settings. This is going to be the longest part of the video probably, so I will go as quick as I can, but as slow so you all can understand me. Connections, this is just where you set up phone and Wi-Fi network, connect to Wi-Fi network, or if you have the Wi-Fi hotspot and want to use it, there's that. I have never used it. And trusted devices. Here, vehicle, there's a lot of stuff in here. You can do your audio settings, drive mode customization. Again, this takes you to a screen we've already seen. So there's a lot of duplicate stuff, sometimes triplicate. Teen driver, if you want to set certain things for teen driver, you can do that in here. Rear seat reminder, I have a car seat, so it reminds me every time, check to see if there's a passenger. Buckle to drive, as standard, this is turned on. If you just want to be able to get in your car and start it up, you can do that there. But obviously I like the safety feature, so I leave it on. Super Cruise, if you have it equipped, you can have your lane change either off. You can have it turn signal activated, so when you hit the turn signal, it will look for a space and then move, or you can have automatic where it will automatically do it. I wasn't liking the automatic because it would, while it would do good things, it would like get over and then get over again. It just was too much for me, and sometimes it would get over when it really didn't need to, so I turned that off. Climate and air quality, you can get to this a couple different places, but there you can set your auto, fan speed, cool to ventilated seats, heated seats, your defog, and then eco climate. If you want to turn eco climate on, that just turns off the vents in the rear to save a little bit of energy. Collision and detection systems, there they all there. Oop. I would probably just leave most of those on if you'd like. If you don't like any of them, you can turn them off. It's totally up to you. Comfort and convenience, the chime volume. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of beeps in this car, and they're really annoying. So I actually have the chime volume very down. Power rear gate opening. You can make a custom height. So if you maybe can't open it as high where you are, set that. I have it to maximum because we're good. Hands-free exterior storage access. So this is the AutoSense power lift gate. So if you want to do that, you need to turn it on right there. It comes standard off, so you got to turn it on for it to work. And then reverse tilt mirror. This is when you go in reverse, your mirrors will tilt down. I have that on, I like it mostly, but if you need to turn it off, you can in certain situations. Yeah, I got through all those, good. Then we have lighting. You can do ambient lighting. This trim, I think 2LT and 3LT have ambient lighting. I don't suspect that 1LT will, but it might, so we'll find out. And you can change that there and set whatever colors you want. You can even set different colors for different drive modes. Maybe you want red for sport, whatever. Approach and departure lighting. Again, you can do animated or simple. The 3LT has this option. I can't remember if 2LT does or not, and I doubt 1LT will have that because it won't have the light bar all the way across. Or I could be wrong. So we'll see when 1LT comes out. And if you have a 2LT, leave it down below. But animate, it just looks cool and whatnot. Power door locks, auto door unlock, delayed door unlock. You can kind of go through these settings and figure out what works for you. So here are some remote lock, unlock, and start settings. I like the lights to kind of blink when I unlock. I like also the lights to blink and the horn to beep when I lock it. So I have those set on, but do what you like. Maybe you live in a quiet neighborhood and you want to have that turned off. Remote start auto-cooled ventilated seats. So if you turn it on with your phone or with your key fob, it'll automatically kick on the ventilated seats if you have them in the 3LT. The heated seats, which is in 2LT, but not in the rear. And then remote window operation. This is where you can open all the windows with your key fob. So you take your key fob and you press and hold the unlock button and it'll wind them all down. I don't know why you need that. If you want to put them up, you double tap and hold. I don't see any purpose in that, but maybe you all can tell me why it would be good. I don't really like to have my windows down. Passive door unlock. So choose which doors unlock when you press the unlock button. So I have all doors because my wife usually went to get in at the same time. Passive door lock. So when you press the button, sorry, that's wrong. When you get out of the car, walk away, it'll automatically lock and it will beep as long as you have the key with you. If you leave the key in, it won't do that. So I like that feature a lot because then I don't have to remember to lock, and it works all the time. Wish the ID4 did that, although I think with at least 2023s and older, we'll eventually get that with an update, but we shall see. But you all don't care about the ID4. Key left in vehicle and key removed from vehicle. Then we have seating position, seat entry memory. So this is really cool where you set your seating positions. I've talked about that in another video. And it's set to your fob. When you get in, it'll automatically adjust. Turning on your vehicle, recalls it, and it goes to that seating position. Another cool feature is it does technically have like easy entry and easy exit. So you do your seat exit memory, you set it to what you want it to be for when you get out of the car. So maybe you want it to go back a little bit, up or down, and you turn that on. When you open up the door, get in, it'll go to that memory. And when you sit down, then it will go to your memory that you have set up for your seating position. So really cool feature. I like that. And then transport mode or storage mode. So if like you're going to leave your car for a long time, probably turn it on to this. It'll reduce power use, save the 12-volt battery, and be good for the car. Or if you need to transport it for some reason, that would be good. So there's the vehicle section. That was a pretty big one within settings. Notifications, you can go through here and set what you want as far as notifications are concerned, date and time. You can change all those things there to whatever you'd want. Also worth noting, you can get by actually just clicking the time and it'll take you to that same screen. For display, you have whether you want day or night. I don't really notice a difference. Instrument cluster. There can be turn-by-turn graphics right here, or I think sometimes maybe they're on that side. But if you want to turn those off, you can. I actually turned them off because my son likes to see the album artwork, and that blocks the album artwork. And then traffic sign recognition. I like that, but maybe you don't. And again, if you ever want to know what something means, if you click on it, they usually always explain everything here. So you click here and it explains. So it's very, very good. I love it. It's a nice and user-friendly system. And then turn off the display. I don't know why they did that, but it literally turns the display off, which you can do here as well. All right, so now we're moving on to, we did settings, ambient lighting. We already saw that, but you can access it there as well. Auto park assist, I'll just click in here so you can see what it looks like. You can park and set which position you want. It does left parallel and right parallel, and then it does either side of the aisle. I love it. The ID4 does not do that. It only does the right side of the road for some reason. And it'll help you exit as well, which is nice. I have not used this, but I am going to do a video just on the auto park and exit features, so that'll be a fun video. So be on the lookout for that. Climate, again, here you can get the climate. There's already climate here, but if you want to get into climate and see it bigger, there it is. You can adjust everything here. Actually, let me go to settings just in case you want to see that. And that's that menu we saw earlier, and you can do eco climate if you'd like. Wi-Fi hotspot, again, if you want to turn on your Wi-Fi hotspot or show so people can connect to it. I guess, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's that. I put the camera down because I don't want them to see. Audio, this you can have your radio. This does, I can proudly say, have FM and AM. The Volkswagen ID4 does not have AM, but this has got both. Sirius, Bluetooth, so if you want to use Apple Music, you need to do that. USB, but I believe if you want to like play music from a USB, you'd have to do a USB-C, but they do sell those now. And then Alexa, or if you have podcasts. And that's another negative. If you want to play Apple Podcasts, you're going to have to play it from your phone and get that set up. So going back to here, maps. I'm not going to spend too much time. Let me just turn all this stuff on. The only thing is when you use the guest profile, you have to do this every single time. All right, there we go. It took a little bit longer. It does download maps within your area, so you don't have to deal with that buffering like that. But it actually looks great. In another video, I showed everyone that you can send it to up here in your driver display, which is really nice. I like that feature. But here it is. You can route plan. I'll show you a quick route plan. I'm actually not a fan of the route planner because you kind of have to know what you're doing. And I'm going to do a whole video on this, but let me show you actually now. EV payment filters. Here you're going to want to set it to the ones you want to use. And I would just set it to the big ones. Electrify America, Supercharger, when it becomes available for Chevrolet, which is hopefully soon. I hope by the end of the summer. And then maybe EV Go, because even with ChargePoint, you're going to get slower chargers. Blink, you're going to get slower chargers. And the system doesn't seem to pick based on fastest route. It just kind of finds chargers along your way, which is a huge, huge flaw in my opinion. So then we'll click here and maybe we'll route to, I don't know, let's go to Orlando. We just went to Orlando, Florida. So we go to Orlando and it will put together a trip for me. You saw that actually went pretty quick. Oh, that didn't add charging yet. Now it added charging. Still not that bad. It's 4 hours and 28 minutes of charging. You can click view route details and it will show you all the chargers. So here we got Electrify America, EV Go, Richmond, Electrify America, Circle K. Oh, that's good. Ooh, I like that Hope Mills location too. Shell Recharge. But then we look at this Shell Recharge and it's 150, so that's not terrible, actually. Electrify America, ChargePoint, and that's 100. So that's actually a 60 kilowatt. So that's not accurate. And that will put you back. And that'll probably take you way longer than it's saying. It's going to take you longer than 37 minutes. Electrify America. So not terrible. Will it get you there? Yes. Is it the best? No. I'm not sure, what we can do to make that better, but just be aware you're going to want to tweak things so you can, get the best results for your EV routing. Phone, pretty simple. You can pair your phone. It's paired to my other profile, so why you're not seeing it. You can access controls again, and we've seen controls and gone through all of that. myChevrolet is actually pretty useful because the manual is inside. There is no really physical manual. Well, actually, yeah, there is. There is a physical manual, but I like this. See, I was looking something up. Owner's menu, you search whatever you want in there. And actually, I was already into that, so I had to click back to show you what it looks like when you initially click on it. Yep, here, this is what it looks like. Scheduled service, your different plans for stuff, the store, and then owner's manual, and a lot of stuff you can do there in the owner's manual. Podcasts and news, that's pretty much it. Again, you can set whatever you want up here. I definitely recommend having this set there because I think it's really useful having your vehicle status and be able to put those things in whenever you want. But you can do whatever you'd like. It's totally up to you. If you want to get rid of it, you just pull it down, drag it, and it goes away. If you want to add it, you pull it and put it up there. Again, you can do 8 things up there. Again, here is climate. You can adjust it just like it looks like. This is ventilated, so if you don't have ventilated seats, you won't have that. And this whole configuration will look different. Heated seats. The 3LT has dual zone. If you have 2LT or lower, it's single zone, so you won't have this or the sync button or anything like that. And then coming down here, we've got some real knobs for climate control, which is nice. On and off, auto, fan speed, max, defrost front, max, and then defrost rear or defog rear. And then here, you've got your volume dial, which is pretty cool. I kind of like how it looks and how it works, so there's that. And that is pretty much it with the infotainment system. I guess I could note up here that you can change your Google profiles there. You click on that, change. This is your alerts. and then there you can change the time. And also, if you like open an app that's open and is still working and you don't want it, also known as Waze, I've done this, and you want to close it, if you click on the notifications, it'll be in. I can't do it now because I don't have Waze installed. Maybe I'll go shoot a little video and you know, put it over this. But you'll see it's like Waze is open. Do you want to close? You click, and then it will close, which is pretty cool. Clear all that. So basically, that is it here with the infotainment system. I'm going to flip the camera around and kind of wrap up this video for everybody. So that was my quick little overview, walkthrough, if you will, of the infotainment system. It's a really great infotainment system, real snappy, works really well. You all saw what was happening. The way it worked is the way it's worked for me, and I would say it is definitely good. I approve. The average EV thumb of approval. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can put them down below. If you want a deeper dive into something specifically, like I said, there's already some of those coming. I just have to make the videos. You can still put those down below, and if there's something I don't already have planned, I'll add it to my list of things that I'm going to do. But I hope you found this video helpful. If you haven't already, please remember to give a like and a subscribe to this channel. Every like and subscribe really helps. All the charging videos and range tests and stuff like that, they cost money. So just by subscribing and liking it helps me out a little bit so I can keep bringing stuff to you all. And yeah, that would really be helpful. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on X. And also, if you didn't know, I have a sister channel called EV Charging Site Reviews where I do reviews so you know what to expect when you get to a charging site before you get there. So again, that would be awesome. If not, I will catch you all next time.